Hi, it's me, Jill Starr again, and I'd like to continue discussing the Deputy Mayor of Vernon Township, New Jersey, which is Harry J. Shortway, Jr., a man I used to be a police informant for. I know him well. This evening, I would like to discuss exactly the manner in which I, Jill Louise Starr, in the back detective office of the West Milford Police Department, I witnessed Harry J. Shortway, who was the detective of West Milford Township at that time, back in, I think, 1990 or 91, forced a minor child who was must have been about 15 or 16 into an illegal drug confession regarding LSD right in front of me to brag about it. Currently, Harry J. Shortway is no longer a detective in West Milford. He is now the elected mayor of Vernon Township, New Jersey. Deputy mayor, and he is running to be mayor. I wouldn't vote for him if I were you for a myriad of reasons, and this is just one. I was in Harry J. Shortway's back detective office, as I'm shamed by, but I have to confess I was a police informant at one time in my early 20s. I was about 22, 23, and I was going to be a police officer. I thought police officers were all good, and I was very naive. At that time, I was in my 20s. Harry Shortway had hauled me into the West Milford police station for a bad check I was not even written a few weeks prior. Some time had passed since that initial meeting with Shortway and his detective bureau team, which was the reason I initially came in contact with him. Anyway, I was waiting to speak with Harry about a drug deal he wanted to make, a new drug collar he wanted me to help him acquire in his back detective office. I even remember his back private detective line. It was 973-728. 973-728-1088. That's 1088. I'll never forget it. I was waiting in the back office, and Harry came in bragging to me that he was going to force a minor child that was downstairs where the jail was in the basement of the building into an illegal drug confession about LSD. Harry Shortway told me that he picked up this minor child for what he claimed was as, quote, selling LSD. Shortway said he found the kid had a Marlboro pack of cigarettes, and in that Marlboro pack, he had like little, what looked like blood or acid. Harry Shortway said that he ran a drug test on that LSD or whatever it was, and it came back negative. Harry confided in me at that time that although he tested that material the child had in his possession, in his cigarette pack, for LSD chemically, doing the police test, it showed negative. He was going to go downstairs and tell the child that it was a positive test, which was a lie, and that he would get the child to confess, and that watch him in action. I didn't say anything, so I just watched what Shortway was going to do, and he did what he said. I waited upstairs, and he lied to the child, telling him the chemical test proved positive, and he got an illegal confession out of his poor 16 and 15-year-old child. I never saw this child, but I felt terrible about it, and I wanted to do something about it, but I didn't know what, or at the time I could do myself. Harry Shortway wanted a new drug collar. He forced this unfortunate minor child into a full drug illegal confession using illegal methods, and bragged to me that after having done this vile act that I witnessed. Now it's been over 2 decades later, and I often wonder if this child has ever had a chance to expunge his record, where he is today. It was a terrible incident, and I personally regret it. If Harry obviously doesn't. I will just say that it is definitely time for the International Criminal Court for the former Yugoslavia, ICT prosecutor Serge Bromwitz and the others to start facing reality. Moreover, if all these internet rantings about Darko Mladic, Karadzic, and their associates being as genocidally ruthless as worldwide press at The Hague claim, don't you think that I, a small little girl, weighing nearly 120 pounds, would be scared to death that I was going to be killed by some non-existent Serbian hitmen for writing a book about this subject. I read all over the BBC News, oh my gosh, if you even talk about Ratko Mladic, you're going to get a bullet through the head. It's ridiculous. I certainly am not scared, and these men are certainly not the actors and the war criminals that the international community and Richard Holbrooke will portray them to be. I can assure you that. I personally hear more violence. I'm a sociologist, and I hear more violence at the local bar. I see people getting beat up every night, or I used to before I was a pain patient. Now I cannot drink. I used to watch people get knocked out every night down there. When people are violent, they talk violent, they act violent, they curse. They tell me, hey, I beat the crap out of this one last night. I never heard one word of violence from Karadzic, not one word of violence out of Ratko, and not one word of violence, or not even a curse word here and there from Darko. I do not believe any of these men are true war criminals. And I will also say times are tough when I, Jill Starr, as a United States citizen, needed to at one time seek police protection as an American citizen from the corruption and danger I was facing from Harry J. Shortway, who set me up to be killed, from Darko Trifunovic, who assured me that he would keep me on the Serbian and the former Yugoslavian satellite, and he'd keep an eye on me. When I have to go to a foreign country to protect me from a corrupt police agent in the next town, such as Harry J. Shortway, there's something wrong in the government in America, and I'd like to see it fixed. End of subject. And I strongly suggest all the news media read what I have to say on my blogs. Thank you very much, and have a good evening. And I would like to end in saying, just imagine I was 21 years old. I was a college student. I had my whole life ahead of me. Imagine this could be your daughter. Harry Shortway could still be doing this today, and he probably is. I read there was money missing up in the Vernon Township municipality, and there was some investigation regarding Shortway and some real estate deals that were allegedly illegal. He is currently being investigated on. I can tell you, I've seen him steal from the petty cash in the back office in West Milford, and there's no doubt in my mind that he was probably involved in the Sussex problems and the missing money there too. I assure you he won't talk to any press, but I certainly will. If anyone has any questions, you can come to me at any time, 973-513-5699, and make an appointment. Thank you, and have a good evening.